New 2025 data shows Indian nationals dominating UK study, graduate, and skilled worker visas, while applications from China are declining. New rules have also caused a huge drop in student dependence. So what does this mean for migration to the United Kingdom? Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, UK Immigration. Today, we're discussing the latest immigration statistics from the UK Home Office, which reveal a clear trend in 2025. Indian nationals continue to dominate several key UK visa categories, including study visas, graduate route extensions, and skilled worker visa extensions. At the same time, the number of Chinese applicants has declined slightly, and new immigration rules have significantly reduced the number of dependents accompanying international students. Let's break down the latest numbers and what they mean. Indians remain the largest group of students. For many years, students from China represented the largest group of international students in the UK, especially between 2010 and 2021. However, that trend changed in 2022 after the UK introduced new post-study work opportunities through the UK graduate route. Since then, India has consistently led international student numbers. According to the latest data, 95,231 sponsored study visas were issued to Indian nationals in 2025, making up about 23% of all study visas granted to main applicants. This firmly places Indians as the largest group of international students in the UK. Chinese nationals followed closely behind with 89,019 study visas issued in 2025. Another interesting trend is the change in growth rates. While visas for Indian students increased by about 3%, the number granted to Chinese students declined by around 7% during the same period. The data also shows that refusal rates for Indian student visa applications remained relatively low, at roughly 4%, which is significantly lower than refusal rates reported for applicants from countries like Pakistan and Nigeria, where rejection rates have reached double digits. Dependent numbers dropped after new rules. Even though Indian student numbers continued to rise, there was a dramatic drop in the number of dependents accompanying them. This change is largely linked to new immigration rules introduced in January 2024, which limit the ability of most international students to bring family members to the UK. As a result, dependents linked to Indian students fell by nearly 80%. This sharp decline contributed to a reduction in overall migration figures, even though the number of study visas granted to main applicants remained high. Indians lead graduate route extensions. In 2025, 90,153 graduate route extensions were granted to Indian nationals, representing around 42% of all such extensions worldwide. For comparison, 42,220 extensions were granted to Nigerians, while 30,464 went to Pakistani nationals. The graduate route allows international graduates to stay in the UK for up to 2 years to work or search for employment, while PhD graduates can remain for up to 3 years. Despite the strong presence of Indian graduates, the overall number of graduate route extensions declined by about 6% in 2025. Indians also top skilled worker and healthcare visas. Indian nationals also led several major work visa categories. Under the UK skilled worker visa, 90,091 extensions were issued to Indian workers, far ahead of other nationalities. Pakistan ranked second with 16,098 extensions, followed by Nigeria with 12,485. One notable change involves salary levels. The median salary for skilled worker extensions granted to Indians rose to £38,700, reflecting the higher salary thresholds introduced through recent UK immigration reforms. In the health and care worker visa category, Indians again ranked first. 104,551 extensions were granted to Indian nationals, compared with 88,461 for Nigerians and 28,914 for workers from Zimbabwe. However, the number of new health and care worker visas issued globally fell dramatically by about 91%, indicating that most approvals were extensions for workers already living and working in the UK. Migration and asylum trends. The data also revealed some broader migration trends. Approximately 74,000 Indian nationals left the UK in the year ended June 2025, making Indians the largest group of non-EU departures during that period. Meanwhile, the number of asylum applications in the UK fell by around 4% in 2025, even though small boat arrivals increased by 13%. Indian nationals ranked 7th in asylum applicants, while countries such as Pakistan, Eritrea, Iran, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sudan, Somalia, Nigeria, and Vietnam were among the leading nationalities submitting asylum claims. Final thoughts. Overall, the latest migration statistics show that Indian nationals continue to play a major role in the UK's international student population, skilled workforce, and healthcare sector. Since the immigration reforms that followed Brexit, the UK has seen a noticeable increase in study and work visa grants for Indians. Despite tighter rules on dependents and some declines in specific visa categories, Indian students and professionals remain central to the UK's universities, labor market, and healthcare system. That is all for today in this video. Please hit like and subscribe for an upcoming video. See you later. Till then, take care.